has taught prayer classes for over 20 years.
Praise the Lord.
And he keeps producing, God keeps producing prayer warriors out of that class. I myself took the class some 20 years ago. And it was then that I began to discover this mantle of prayer on my life that was passed on from my dear mother and grandmother maternal. And I thank God for it. And then I would begin to operate under the authority of this mandate from heaven. To God be the glory. Lord, teach us to pray. We all need to know what to say between your God and amen, right? Sometimes we think we know and we don't. So we all need to be taught. There's a story of two ladies discussing prayer and Christianity, and they began to become pious somewhat and even began to argue. And finally one lady said, well, I bet you don't even know the Lord's Prayer. And the other lady said, I sure do. Now I'll lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to take. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. And the other lady said, oh, okay, I didn't even think you knew. Lord, teach us to pray.
Yes, Lord.
Lord, teach us to pray. We need to be taught how to pray, because otherwise we may not realize the power that is in prayer. I learned this prayer sitting on my mother's knee, but it wasn't until later in life, and even now, that I would discover, still discover, the life-changing power of prayer. As Sister CM often says, no prayer, no power. Little prayer, little power. Much prayer, much power. Praise God. And we've walked through God's pattern for prayer, God's purpose for prayer, and finally, God's power in prayer. Prayer is communicating with God, drawing nearer to God, petitioning God, interceding on behalf of others, making supplication unto the Lord. And many times strangers will come up to me when I'm out and say, would you pray for me? Or they'll pray for me. And there was a man at Walmart not long ago, and I didn't realize there were a couple of heads, he and the lady were a couple of people ahead of me in line. So when I walked out, he said, there she is. And I was like, I know these people, you know. So anyway, he said, ma'am, I'm sick. And he began to reach out for me. And he said, would you pray? I said, I need you to pray for me. This man knew the power of prayer. And I said, let me put my stuff in the car. I was 2 cars down. And he said, no, I need you to. He began to walk after me and reach out for me. He said, ma'am, I'm sick. He said, I need you to pray for me. And so my whole motto is stop, drop, and pray. And guess what I did? Stop, pray, girl, on the Walmart.
That's all right.
Stop, drop, and pray. He taught me. Because many times, you know, I write the prayer request down on a piece of paper and then forget, oh God, oh forgive me, I forgot to pray for that person, I'll find it later. So he's taught me that. Stop, drop, and pray. And stop, drop, and pray. There was a lady in Tom Thumb just the other day, and she walked up behind me, and she looked at me, and her face lit up, and I said, hello, and she says, hi. She says, I want to pray for you. And I said, okay. I said, please, I love it. And so as it turns out, she prayed for me, I prayed for her. And as it turned out, she is on Pastor Benny Hinn's prayer team. And so she began to share, you know, with me. And we just had a precious time there in the Isle of Tom Thumb. But God is, prayer is so powerful.
Yes,
you know the power of prayer. God's power in prayer. The one true God, the Holy One of Israel. He alone is sovereign. He's omnipresent. He's omniscient. He's omnipotent, excuse me. He's ever-present, all-knowing, and all-powerful God. Yes, He is. Praise His holy name.
Bless Him.
There is power.
Yes,
There is power.
There's power
In prayer. Over the years, as I've studied the names of God, I have learned to pray the names of God. Sister Lady Cager. Who is He to you? Think about it, saints. Do you long for a deeper intimacy with